Very good morning, students. We have started with 9th standard science portion, that is the lesson is matter around us pure. Yes, in this chapter we have discussed about the matter with the types like pure substance and a mixture, pure substances with elements and compounds. Right, students? Yes. I think that side you can't see. I will tell you, take down. So, we have discussed that matter will be two types, pure substance and the mixture, right? So pure substances are of two types, elements and compounds. Okay, if you discuss the elements are again divided into metals, non-metals and the metalloids. So today we are going to discuss about the elements, right, students? So what are elements? Substances which are made up of only one kind of atoms are called elements. So that type of substances, nothing but elements, are divided as metals, non-metals and the metalloids. Okay. So first let us start with the metals, non-metals and then we will go for metalloids. Okay, students? So let us start with the metals. You might be studying in your lower classes also, so just recall what we will discuss now. Metals. What we can say one property of the metals? Metals are generally hard. Metals are generally hard. You can't break the metals easily. You cannot cut it with a knife or something. So they are quite hard. What examples you can give? You can give the example of the iron, silver, gold. Okay. So such type of examples you can give for metals which are generally. See the word, students, a safer sentence we have used because there is one exceptional case, not one. Exceptional cases are there. The exceptional cases like sodium and potassium. What exceptional case? So easily you can break the sodium and potassium with a knife. That is what? These are the exceptional cases. Means except the sodium and potassium, other metals are hard. Okay? Right. The same property of the non-metals will judge, students. Generally, non-metals are soft. Generally, non-metals are soft. Right? They are very soft, not like metals you cannot cut and something. Examples like carbon, sulfur, potassium. Can you see till there? Okay. Carbon, sulfur, potassium, these are all the examples. Again we have used the word generally soft. Why? Why? Because there is one exceptional case like diamond. It is a form of carbon, right? So diamond, it is so hard. That is what we are using the word. Non-metals are generally soft, right? Second property of the metals. Metals are solid at a room temperature. Solid at a room temperature. Every time I will not write metals, you will take down. Metals are solid at a temperature. This easily you can understand. Again, take the example of copper, iron, silver, right? So these are all solid at room temperature. Do you find all metals are solid in nature? No, there is one exceptional case, that is mercury. Except mercury. Mercury is liquid in nature. So other than mercury, remaining metals are solid at a room temperature. Okay. Coming to the non-metals. What you can write, students? Do you find non-metals in the solid state? Yes. Do you find in the liquid state? Yes. Do you find the gaseous state? Yes. Means what? You can find non-metals in all the three states of matter. So they are found in solid, liquid and a gaseous state. Okay. Can you give me the example for solid state? Again, these examples you can repeat or take some other example. Carbon, sulfur, potassium. If you take for the liquid like bromine, if you take for the gases, carbon, right? It may be the hydrogen, oxygen, chlorine. So there are so many examples of the non-metals which are gaseous in state. Right? Next, third property, metals are sonorous. Metals are sonorous. What do you mean by sonorous, students? Sonorous nothing but you can get the sound. If you are taking the two metals and hit, what happens? The sound will come. Okay? So that is the meaning they are sonorous. Because of this property, metals are used in making the bells because they produce the sound. Bells or musical instruments, they all will find the using of the metals because they are having one property, that is sonorous. Keep it in mind, sonorous nothing but they will produce the sound by striking each other. Next, non-metals aside, they are not sonorous. These are not sonorous. Sonorous means producing sound. Not sonorous means you don't find production of any sound with the non-metals. There is no sound by hitting the non-metals. That is the meaning. Next one, metals are lustrous. They are lustrous in nature. Metals are lustrous. What do you mean by lustrous? Lustrous nothing but you can make it shiny. Not you can, it itself, the surface is the shining one. See the gold, iron, copper, how shining surface they are having. And you can polish it to make it more shiny, right? So that is a property called as lustrous. Lustrous in sense they can be made, the surface is shining and they can be polished to give more shining and all. So that is the meaning lustrous. What about non-metals, students? They are not lustrous. Not lustrous. Not lustrous in the sense they are very dull. Surface is not shining or something, so that is the meaning they are with the dull color. Okay, students. Next property. Why I am giving you the time? Because I think you are writing. Let me write the next property. Okay. Next property, students. Metals are good conductors of heat and electricity. Good conductors of heat and electricity. What do you mean by conductors? They will allow the heat and electricity to pass through them. So that is the meaning, good conductors of heat and electricity. Because of this property, as you know, in the this cooking utensils will be there. They are made up of the metals because they are good conductors of heat, right? And water heater you find, in that you find the copper coil. So whatever, for it may be for heating or for electric purpose, we are using the metals because they are the good conductors of heat and electricity, right? Examples you know, again copper. So these are all the examples. What about this side, students? Non-metals, bad conductors of heat and electricity. Bad conductors of heat and electricity. Okay, bad conductors in the sense they will not allow the heat and electricity to pass through them. So that is the meaning, bad conductors of heat and electricity. Hope you are taking down, students. Yes. So again there is one exceptional case, that is the graphite. So graphite is one good conductor, one of the non-metal. So one exceptional case you can write down. Next one, metals are malleable. Malleable. What do you mean by malleable? You might have seen the silver plate. Silver is a metal. You can make it like a plate. So that is the meaning, malleable. You can make it like a thin sheet. Right? You might have seen the aluminium which has covered the biscuit wrappers, chocolate wrappers, this tablet wrappers. They are all made up of aluminium. Means what we can understand, students, we can make them like a thin sheets, like paper you can do. That is what, that is the property called as malleability or malleable. Can we do like this for non-metals? No, they will break. They are brittle. They are not malleable. They are brittle. Brittle in the sense they will break. Right? Next, metals are ductile. Metals are ductile, or you can say it as ductility. You can make them like a wire. You can stretch them like a wire, copper wire. See, for how long meters together you can do it. How? Because metals are having the property that we can draw them like a wire. So that is the meaning ductile, and the property is called as ductility. Gold chime. Right? How can you do? Because it is having the property. What about non-metals? They are non-ductile, nothing but again you can say they are brittle in nature. Next one. Generally, metals are having high melting point and a boiling point. You have to provide sufficient amount of the heat to melt these metals. So we can say they are having high melting point and the boiling point. But again here we are using the word generally. Why? Because there are some exceptional cases. The exceptional cases like sodium, potassium, gallium. So these are having very low or very less melting point and boiling point. Okay. Compare it with the non-metals. Comparatively, non-metals are having low melting point and the boiling point. Low boiling point and melting point. They are having less. But there is one exceptional case, that is graphite, which is having high melting point. Okay, graphite is the exceptional case. Right, students? Like this, we find the elements which are divided into metals and the non-metals. Okay, can you see, students? So this is called as the periodic table. In the periodic table, this green color, can you see? If I hold like this, this green color full, it is metals. This side, Yellow colored it is looking, no? So those are non-metals. And here pink colored you can see, those are metalloids. Okay, so this is called as the periodic table. Fine. Okay, let us learn about metalloids. Can I write it here? Metalloids. What are metalloids, students? Okay, Yami is not looking. Metalloids in the sense, metalloids in the sense, these are the elements which are showing the property of metals as well as non-metals. Means they are showing few properties of metals and some properties of the non-metals combination. So we are going to call them as the metalloids. Right? Examples for the metalloids. I am writing this, students. Examples for the metalloids like boron, silicon. See here, I showed you now the pink colored one. So those are the metalloids. Boron, silicon, germanium, arsenic. It may be the tellurium and the polonium. So these are called as the metalloids. Boron, silicon, germanium, arsenic. It may be the tellurium and the polonium. I have repeated these names. So these are called as the metalloids. Okay, take down, students. Elements which show some properties of metals, and some other properties of non-metals and some other properties of non-metals are called metalloids. Okay, so what we discussed today? We discussed with the types of elements. Elements based on their characteristics, properties, they have divided as metals, non-metals and the metalloids which we have discussed today. Okay, students? So remaining we will see in the next class. Take down the today's homework. First question. Write differences between metals and non-metals. Second one, what are metalloids? Give examples. Complete your homework also, students. So I will come to know your understanding and watching the video, right? So whenever you are coming to the school, no, complete your homework and come. That is very important, right? Okay, thank you, students.